Hey y'all, it's Lakeisha, advocate, organizer, and truth teller. If you've been feeling the pressure, the cuts, the chaos, I have too, so you are not alone. This is my very first video. I am learning the ropes. I will be using AI for my voice until I get used to things. Today we're breaking down exactly how Trump's policies are gutting the programs our families rely on. SSI, SNAP, food banks, school lunches, and even support for farmers. This isn't just a rant. It's a reality check. It's a call to action. And it's a message to every politician who thinks we're too tired, too hungry, or too broken to fight back. We feel it too. And we're coming with facts, fire, and community power. Let's get into it. Let's talk about what's really going on, because millions of Americans are about to get hit hard, and it's not by accident. Trump's administration is playing political games with people's ability to eat. The government shutdown, fueled by budget chaos and partisan power plays, is about to cut off SNAP benefits, food assistance, for over 42 million low-income Americans. That's not a glitch. That's a deliberate chokehold on survival. Starting November 1st, at least 25 states, including California, Alabama, Arkansas, Hawaii, Indiana, Mississippi, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Texas, New York, and Maryland, have warned they will not be able to issue SNAP benefits unless the federal government reopens. Let me say that again. No food aid checks. No grocery money. No lifeline. And this isn't just about numbers. This is about families. Seniors. Kids. Disabled folks. Working parents who already stretch every dollar. SNAP isn't a luxury. It's the difference between dinner and hunger. Trump's USDA sent a letter saying there are insufficient funds to pay full November benefits. Meanwhile, his allies are pushing bills like the One Big Beautiful Bill Act that dumps 75% of SNAP's administrative costs onto counties, making it even harder for local offices to process applications and help people. This is sabotage dressed up as policy. It's cruelty with a press release. So if you live in one of those 25 states, check your benefits. Call your local office. Organize. Speak out. Because this isn't just about food stamps. It's about dignity. It's about survival. And it's about holding power accountable when it targets the most vulnerable. Let's get something straight. Food banks are the last line of defense between hunger and survival for millions of Americans. And Trump's administration just took a sledgehammer to that line. In 2025 alone, the USDA, under Trump's leadership, canceled over 94 million pounds of food aid that was supposed to go to food banks across the country. That's not a typo. That's millions of pounds of food, eggs, rice, canned goods, fresh produce, gone. Never delivered. Never distributed. Never eaten. Arizona alone lost nearly 2 million pounds of food this year. Food banks there are scrambling, trying to stretch scraps while demand skyrockets. And it's not just Arizona. Food banks in California, Louisiana, West Virginia, and 6 other states are reporting canceled deliveries, empty shelves, and rising desperation. Why? Because Trump slashed $1 billion in federal funding that helped schools and food banks buy food from local farms. That's not just cruel, it's economically stupid. It hurts farmers, it hurts families, and it hurts frontline workers trying to keep communities fed. And now, governors like Gavin Newsom in California are deploying the National Guard to help food banks manage the crisis. Think about that. We're using soldiers to fill the gap left by policy failure. Let's talk about childhood hunger, not in some far-off country but right here in the United States. In 2025, in the richest nation on earth, Arkansas has the highest food insecurity rate in the country. Nearly 19% of households can't consistently afford enough food. That's almost 1 in 5 families. I would know. I lived in Arkansas over 20 years. And it's not just Arkansas. Alabama, South Carolina, Missouri, and Mississippi are right behind, with rates ranging from 12% to nearly 13.5%. These aren't just numbers. They're kids going to bed hungry, seniors skipping meals, and working families choosing between groceries and rent. And what's the government doing? Cutting food aid, slashing SNAP, canceling USDA food deliveries to food banks. And now they're coming for free school lunches. The Community Eligibility Provision, CEP, the program that lets high-poverty schools serve free meals to all students, is under attack. Trump's budget team wants to force over 24,000 schools to drop CEP, stripping free meals from 12 million children. That's not reform. That's cruelty. Meanwhile, only 29% of public schools offer universal free meals through state or local initiatives. That means in most states, kids still have to prove they're poor enough to eat. And if their parents miss a form or earn a few dollars too much. No lunch. No breakfast. Just hunger and shame. Let me be clear. Food is not a privilege. It's a right. And when the government chooses tax breaks for billionaires over meals for children, that's not policy. That's violence. So if you live in Arkansas, Alabama, South Carolina, Missouri, Mississippi, or any state where food insecurity is rising, speak up. Demand universal free school meals. Protect SNAP. Fund food banks. Because no child should be punished for being poor. And no family should have to beg for bread in a country this wealthy. Let's talk about the people who grow our food, the farmers, the backbone of rural America, the folks who wake up before dawn to feed this country. And let's talk about how Trump's policies are gutting them. First, the tariffs. Trump's trade war with China tanked the soybean market, slashed exports, and triggered a boycott that's still hurting farmers today. The result? Over $32 billion in bailouts during his first term. And now in 2025 he's promising more help that still hasn't arrived. Then came the Argentina beef deal, a $20 billion investment in foreign cattle while U.S. ranchers are drowning. Advocacy groups called it a betrayal of American farmers. Trump said Argentina needed the investment. But what about our own farmers fighting for survival? And don't forget the $1 billion cut to farm-to-school programs, which helped local farmers sell food to schools and food banks. That's not just bad policy, that's sabotage. It hurts farmers, it hurts kids, and it hurts communities trying to stay fed. Now, small and mid-sized farms are facing skyrocketing costs for fertilizer, fuel, and equipment, while deregulation and subsidy rollbacks leave them exposed. The USDA says crop insurance is enhanced under Trump's new bill, but farmers say it's not enough to cover the damage. So let's be real. Trump's farm policy isn't about helping rural America. It's about headlines, handouts to corporations, and hollow promises. Farmers are being squeezed from both ends, punished by trade wars and abandoned by the very government that claims to support them. If you care about food, justice, and rural survival, speak up. Because when farmers fall, we all go hungry. This isn't a glitch. It's a blueprint. A coordinated assault on the safety net, SSDI, SSI, SNAP, food banks, school lunches, all under attack. So what do? Organize locally, join mutual aid groups, show up at school board meetings, demand local funding, contact legislators, push for emergency aid and state-level protections. Share information. Educate your neighbors, your community, your city. If this video spoke to you, share it. Comment. Subscribe. Let's build a movement that feeds, protects, and defends our communities. Because we deserve better. And we're not waiting for permission to fight for it.